Alright, y'all.
Did you do the videos last semester?
No.
Oh, that would have helped me so
I know. Last semester, I have not taught 155 since like 2014. And so, usually I do Math 107, which is the statistics class. So last semester was the first time I had gotten back into, whatever this is, 155. So I just had the notes. I didn't video. So I said, this semester let me video because a lot of people struggled last semester that you need to hear it. So yeah, I threw the videos back in.
I was emailing you like on a
I
daily
know.
basis.
I know. So, did I hit, does it say record at the top? Okay. Alright, so, as I was saying, today we're going to go over finish up chapter 5. We have 4 pages left. We're going to review for the test, and then we're going to start chapter 6. The hub and the tutoring and testing room are going to be closed Sunday and Monday. And we also do not have school Monday for anything. So, no classes, no hub, no tutoring, no testing on Sunday and Monday.
Will the hub be open Saturday?
No, hub is never opened on Saturday. That's the day of rest for our tutors. So never opened on Saturday. So I sent y'all an email telling you that your homework must be completed by Tuesday, May 29th, which is what we had talked about at the end of class. So Tuesday, May 29th, all of your chapter 5 homework needs to be done by midnight. And if you look out here now under do homework, you will see right there, and I'll copy it and put it into your notes, that all of your chapter 5 homework now has a due date of Tuesday, May 29th at midnight. That means you can work all of Tuesday up until midnight. So all day Tuesday through 11:59 p.m. I also said in that email that your test opens today and will run through Wednesday of next week. So you have from Wednesday till Wednesday. And I do not do makeup tests. Now your tests are not done during class. So you cannot miss my class or any other teacher's class in order to take this test. Your test is done on your own time. So it's done between your job, your family, your school, your social life, whatever. So I give you a full week to take the test. So it opens today all the way through the 30th.
What's the earliest it opens?
Today. So, and I'll show you that. So anywhere there's a yellow dot, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Usually I keep it open over the weekend, but because it just so happened that we fell on Memorial Day, you will not have Sunday to take it. But usually Sunday and Monday you would have had. So you have today, tomorrow, Friday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And what I do is I have a lot of students who say, I only come to this campus Monday, Wednesday. So I try to leave the test open on a Monday, Wednesday so you don't have to have an extra trip. I have some people who say, I want to come up here on a day that I'm not taking classes. So I try to keep it open on a Tuesday, Thursday, or a Friday. Most people don't have classes on Fridays. So some people want to come up here on a day they're not here. Some people want to come up on a day that they're only here. So I try to make everybody happy and keep it open for a week. Now, let me scroll down. Over here, you have a button that's called Hub Information. And in that button, you can see the hours that the hub is open. Where is my stuff going? Because it's not going where I tell it to go. So, hold on. Grab this, send to current page. There we go. So, this is when the hub is open. Monday through Thursday from 9:30 in the morning until 8:30 at night. Some of y'all have been done with your homework, done with the review, and you want to take the test as soon as you leave this room. So you can go down there. You don't need an appointment. You just have to have your FDTC ID. Now, if you're these are the Florence hub hours. And the Florence Hub is in room 7107. And all of this is written under this Hub information button. It tells you where it is. The tutoring's in 7106, the testing room is in 7107. These are the hours it's open. You have to bring your FDTC photo ID. That children are not allowed, please be quiet. No food or drink, no cell phones. These are the days they're open. They're closed, which is Sunday and Monday. They are open over summer break, which we'll talk about later. And here's some testing policies. You have to start your test at least an hour before Hub closing. Because we don't want you to come in and say at 7:40 and they close at 8:30. That's not really giving you enough time. So if you walk in at 7:31, they're not going to let you start the test.
That's what happened to me.
Yep. Because, and it's not to be mean to you, we want to make sure we give you enough time to take the test.
I was 10 minutes late and I couldn't take it.
Yep. And we just don't want to give you less time than you need. And my tests are not timed. You can take as long as you want to, but you cannot leave the test once you start it. So you can't leave to go to the bathroom, you can't leave to go blow your nose, you can't leave. Now in Florence, there's little cubbies, there's little, like you had at the skating rink, there's little lockers that you have to put your book bag and your cell phone and your books and your purses in, because they do not want you to walk in with anything. Okay, you have to put everything up, because we are monitoring a lot of students come in there and we don't want any kind of cheating. You log into the, and I'll talk more about this in just a minute, but this is on the Florence campus. They will give you a calculator. They won't let you use your own calculators, because we've had students try to cheat and write stuff on the back of their calculators, and we've had all kinds of crazy mess. So, and if you wear a hat, they'll tell you to put your hat on backwards. So, we've just had all kinds of craziness, so we are very, very particular. Now, Hartsville, Lake City, and Mullins. If you want to take your test in Hartsville, Lake City, or Mullins, you have to make an appointment with your site director, because they don't have an open, they only have one room and they only have a certain limited amount of space. So Hartsville, Lake City, and Mullins, you have to get with your site director and figure out when you can take the test, and find out, do you need to bring your own calculator or will they provide it? So those sites, they're a little bit different than we are here. And if you can't take it by the deadline, then you're going to have to drive to Florence. So make sure you make that appointment early. Okay? So that's a little bit about the test. I am going to talk more about the test in just a minute, but I want to make sure I finish up chapter 5, and then we'll go through and finish talking about what you should expect on the test. All right, so 5.5, we were almost through. We had a little bit left to go. We had talked about the properties. We had talked about the cumulative, the associative, and the distributive. The cumulative property was the one that talked about order. A plus B equals B plus A, where you switch the order. The associative property was when you had A plus B plus C, and you still had A plus B plus C, and A and B were friends and they don't like C, and then tomorrow B and C are friends and they don't like A. That was the associative property. And then you had the distributive property, which is the property of handing out drugs. So you had the B on the outside and you had the A and the C on the inside, and you handed out the drugs to everybody in the room. So you're going to do B times A plus B times C. So those were the three main properties that we looked at: the commutative, the associative, and the distributive. There's my commutative, there's my associative, and there's my distributive. Now, for this last part of 5.5, what they did is they gave you a problem worked out.
Yes.
And what they did is they said, okay, part of this problem, I want you to realize what property was being used. Not every step had a property, but some steps had a property. So for part A, they wanted you to recognize, in this step right here, they wanted you to recognize one of those properties. So if we look 2B and 2 times 4. That plus 1 didn't change. So the 2 times B plus the 2 times 4. What property is being shown in that first step?
It's a assessment property.
No.
That one is the distributive because we took that 2 and put it with the B.
Okay, yeah.
And took that 2 and put it with the 4. So that 2 is handing out drugs to everybody in the room. Now, that next step is not showing a property. The next step, they're saying this one is showing a property. So, from here to here, what did we do? The 2B plus A went to the back. Oh, no it didn't.
No.
Ooh, it keep me on my toes. 2B plus 8 is friends, and they don't like a 1. 8 plus 1 is friends, and they don't like a 2B. So what did I do from the middle step to the next step?
Associate property.
I did the associate property of what?
Addition.
Of addition, because I am switching the friends around the addition property. I didn't change the order. It's 2B, 8, and 1. 2B, 8, and 1. I just changed who were friends together. You with me? All right, now we have another one to look at. Ooh, this is the one Miss Pat was fussing about before we got on camera.
Oh, yes.
Miss Pat said if you miss any of these properties, you got to go back and redo all of them
Yes, you
to
do.
get credit. So for this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 properties that we have to show. So for part A, they want to know from here to here, what property are we showing? 11H, 11 times 6. 11 times H, 11 times 6. That is the distributive property. I did 11 times H and got 11H, and then I did 11 times 6 and got 11 times 6. That's the distributive property. That's the handing out drugs. Now, it's saying from this step to this step, I didn't do anything. So now I want to know, what did I do from here to here?
Associative.
11H and 66 are friends, they don't like 5H. 66 and 5H are friends, they don't like 11H. So that's going to be the associative property of
Multiplication.
Division.
who is holding the friends together?
Addition.
Addition. So that one's going to be the associative property of addition. All right, next for part C, we want to know, what did I do from part B to part C? It's like those games, like when kids are little, you have to say, what's the difference? What's missing? What did I change? What did I do from part B to part C?
Social disobedience.
I flip-flopped from part B to part C. I flip-flopped the 2 numbers in parentheses. See how these two,
There's
I
a switch of
flip-flopped.
multiplication. Oh,
if I flip-flop the order, I change perfect. I change the order. That one's going to be the commutative. And what did I switch the order around?
The addition symbol.
The addition symbol. So that's going to be the commutative of addition. I didn't change friends. 66 and 5H are still dating. 5H and 66 are still dating. I just changed where they were standing. All right, when I go from C to D, what did I do?
Associative.
11 and 5 are friends. They don't like 66. 5 and 66 are friends, they don't like 11. I changed who was friends, so that is the associative property. And what is holding my friends together?
Addition.
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 That one's the associative property of addition. This was the commutative of addition, this was the associative of addition, and that was the distributive. So you've got to say, what did I do from the previous step to that step?
How many did we go down with them?
I knew that was coming. All right, this was 65 to 70, so we're in 5.5, numbers 65 to 70, so I already have it pulled up. So we're in 5.5. So 5.5 is right there. Do you see 65 to 70?
Nope, it's not on
It
here.
ain't on the test.
That's not on the test, so we can breathe a sigh of relief.
So this question is not.
No, it's not on the test.
So that is not on the test, it's in your homework, but it is not on the test. I skip on your test from 5.5, I skip from 64 to 71,
Got you many skips.
okay?
So 16H plus 66, that's your final answer in that problem.
Right, but
Give
the
them more
problem
solid.
is given to you.
Mhm.
Your problem's given to you, you just have to tell me what property's being used.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, Tyrone. We love you, Tyrone. All right, now, we are in 71 through 74. So, is 71 through 74 gonna be on the test?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it says, determine whether the activity is commutative.
Okay.
What does commutative mean? Flip-flop. So, the order does not matter. So, we are trying to say, does the order matter? So, the commutative property says 5 plus 4 equals 4 plus 5. So, whether I do 5 plus 4, I'm going to get 9. 4 plus 5 is also going to give me 9. So, no matter how I add, I'm going to get the same answer. That's what the commutative property says. So, if I put my wallet in my back pocket and put my keys in my front pocket, am I going to get the same result if I do it backwards?
No.
So if I put my keys in my front pocket and then put my wallet in my back
Yeah.
pocket, am I going to get the same result?
Yeah.
Yes. So that one is commutative. You with me?
Yeah.
Put your wallet in your back, put your keys in your front, or putting your keys in your front, putting your wallet in your back, you're going to get the same answer. Okay? Turning on a computer and typing a term paper.
Oh, that better than
No.
Then typing a term paper and then turning on a computer.
No.
Are you going to get the same answer?
No.
You're going to be pissed if you type the paper and then turn on the computer.
No. We get the same thing.
You're not going to get the same answer. You're going to be happy if you do that,
Yeah.
but if you type the paper
And two computers.
and then turn on the computer,
You don't have any.
you ain't got nothing.
No.
That does not give you the same result. It does not give you the same answer. So this one is not commutative because it doesn't give you the same result. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
What if I would have said, putting gas in a car and then driving to work? Is that
Yes.
commutative?
Yes.
Yes.
Because you can drive to work with no gas.
But
No,
what
you
if it was
couldn't.
empty?
Oh,
You
can't
couldn't drive to work with no gas.
You won't break up.
I would say no, only because what if your car was empty?
Yeah. that one.
You couldn't drive the car and then put gas in it, assuming it was empty.
No.
What if I said, mixing the ingredients to a cake and then baking it?
No.
Is that commutative?
No.
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 What if you bake it and then mix the ingredients?
No. Okay.
You can't bake it and then mix the ingredients.
So it's commutative.
So that's not commutative.
That's not community.
That would,
It's
so,
not in the proper order.
it's not in the proper order. So like I could put eggs in and then put milk in and I'm fine. Because I could put milk in and then put eggs in, I'd be fine. So the order of the milk and the eggs doesn't matter. So that would be commutative. I would get the same result whether I did milk and eggs or eggs and milk. That would be commutative. Meaning the order of that I put them in does not matter. But mixing them and then baking them, if I bake them and then mix them, it's not going to be the same answer. I can't bake it before I mix it. Does that make sense? Alright, these are associative. Now, on here, do you have associative on your test?
No.
No, because these are 75 through 80. We don't have 75 through 80. We only have commutative. We do not have associative. So, filling your car with gas, washing your windows, and checking your tire pressure. So if we do gas, windows, and tire. So if I do gas and windows and then do tire, am I going to have the same answer if I do windows and tires and then do gas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of those are going to give me the same result, correct?
Yeah.
So we are going to say that that is the associative property. Because the associative property says we don't care how we group it. It doesn't matter if I do my gas and my windows first and then do my tires, or if I do my windows and tires first and then do my gas. I'm going to get the same answer. All three are going to be done. Now for this one, if I mow the lawn, trim the bushes, and remove the limbs, does it matter if I mow the lawn and trim the bushes and then remove the limbs, or does it matter if I trim the limbs and remove the limbs and then mow the grass? Am I going to get the same result?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the same result, they just in different order.
But would I get the same final result?
Yeah.
No. I say yes.
You
It's just in a different- It's just in a different order.
It's just in a different order, but I want to know, is my final answer going to be the same? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, for this one, cracking an egg, pouring the egg, and cooking the egg.
That's right.
Okay, can I crack it and pour it and then cook it? Or can I pour it, cook it, and then crack it?
No.
No, I can't pour it and cook it unless I crack it. So this one would not be associative. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
In proper order.
It's not in the proper order. You can't do it in the wrong order. I can't pour it and cook it unless I've cracked it first.
And your result would be terrible.
The result would be awful.
The way you got up there is right.
Right, but I can't do these first and then do that one. I can't do it in that order. Just like when we were doing commutative just a minute ago. The commutative property, when I was saying, is it commutative? Let's use the cracking of the egg one. If we crack and pour, is that the same thing as pouring and cracking?
No.
No.
Okay,
Yes.
can you crack an egg and pour it?
Yes.
You can crack an egg and pour it, but can you pour an egg and then crack it?
No. No.
So it is not
No.
commutative. You can't flip-flop the order. You can crack it and then pour it. You can do it in that order. But can you pour it and then crack it? You cannot flip-flop the order. So it is not commutative because you cannot flip-flop the order. Because the commutative property says that you can flip the order. So if I can flip-flop the order, that makes it a commutative property. But if I cannot flip-flop the order for it to make sense, then it's not commutative. Now, if I would have said, I'm gonna put on my, shirt and then put on my pants, is that communicative? Yeah, because I can put on my shirt and I can put on my pants, or I can put my pants on first and then I can put on my shirt.
Has the same result.
It has the same result, so that is communicative. Does that make sense? Now, what if I ask you, is socks and shoes communicative?
That's communicative.
Reverse the order.
There's a certain order you have to
No, you
go by.
can't put your shoes.
You can't put your
So is socks and shoes communicative?
Socks and shoes.
Can I flip-flop the order of
No,
socks and
You
shoes?
can't flip-flop the order.
No.
This is not communicative because I can put socks on and then shoes, but can I do shoes and then socks?
No.
No.
So this would be not communicative.
So that would be associative?
No.
I'm just asking, is it communicative or not?
Okay,
Associative, there has to be 3 of them.
okay.
So on your test, my question is gonna be, is it communicative or not communicative?
Mhm.
Commutative means, can I flip them and get the same result?
Okay.
So what if I said, wash and blow dry hair? Is that commutative?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes.
Reverse it and tell me, does it make sense?
No. Because you can't go.
That is not commutative. The way that I wrote it is commutative, but in order to be commutative, the reverse has to make
So, okay,
sense.
regardless what the,
Original is.
right. you
The
always
reverse has
flip-flop
to
it
also be,
I have to flip-flop it in my mind
To make sure that it's
All right,
correct.
I got you.
the original and the flip-flop both have to make sense in order to be commutative.
Okay.
So this one makes sense.
Yeah.
But when I reverse it and I say blow dry and wash, that one does not make sense. That's why it's not commutative. So if I say, put on makeup and put on jewelry. Is that commutative?
Yes.
Yes.
Because if you put it in reverse, you're gonna be putting on jewelry and then putting on makeup. Both of those make sense. So that one is gonna be commutative. Does that make sense? So both of them have to be correct in order for it to be commutative. The forward and the backward. All right, are we feeling better about that one?
Yeah.
Okay, now for 5.6, the first thing we're gonna do is evaluate the expression. Evaluate this expression means solve the problem, work it out, get an answer. Now, they're telling you right here that assume that nothing equals 0. So assume that it does not equal 0. So because then the answer would be 0. So we're just saying assume that x does not equal 0. Now, for these first few, type it into your calculator. All you gotta do is type that into your calculator. Now, we have not talked much about what I call the to the button. So on your calculator, this is my to the button. It's a V that is upside down. That's the exponential button. On my calculator, I call it the to the. So for the first one, and you're going to type it in exactly like it's written. So it's 2 to the 5th power, 5 to the 2nd power. Now, on my calculator, I have it written in old school format, which means that mine uses the to the symbol. Your calculator may be written in, and it's just according to when your calculator was made. Yours, when you hit the to the button, I gotta get out of here. When you do 2 to the 5th, it may go up there in exponential land. So it's just according to when your calculator was made. It doesn't make either one of them right or wrong. You're still gonna get the same answers. So the answer for the first one is going to be the answer for the first one's going to be 32. The answer for the second one's going to be 25. Is everybody with me? Now, for number 16, it's gonna be, type it the way it's written.
It's cool.
Yes.
Where is the thing you say look like the upside down?
It's right above the division symbol. The button on top, right above the division symbol, underneath the clear symbol.